GM friends, how's it doing? Hey, sir. Swag me. ZombieShepherd.
GM.
See, I can't actually hear you guys. One sec. Can someone talk? Because I think I can't hear anyone.
Hey, good morning.
Oh, there we go. I saw Hefe's name lighting up, so I thought he was talking. Good morning, guys. How's everyone doing?
Yeah, good morning.
I think I was talking on mute.
No, I can't hear you in the future. You're muted too. We were like all muted. Fun. All right. 2 p.m. UTC. Let's kick it off. Rain or shine, the Gotchi verse is open. I know it's been a pretty rough week on Matic with
Okay, let's try that. Okay, how about now? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Howdy.
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Weird. Okay, got it.
Jumping in the verse here.
Are we heading to John Gotchi's parcel?
Oh yeah, we're out here now.
Oh, nice.
Sick.
Looks like our price tickers are a little bit off. There's 350 friends in the verse, but it only says 95. Might need to. I think that's. Who's doing that? I think it's Aavegotchi's. We'll get that fixed though for you guys. So yeah, I was just saying it's been a rough week on Polygon with this Zen project, or I don't know how they pronounce it. Super annoying. I'm sure we can talk about that in a bit.
Yeah, it's on layer 1 too. It's on Ethereum as well.
Such a waste. What kind of people do something like that?
Is this a Sunflower Farms situation?
Honestly, it's like even worse. It seems even worse than that because it's at least that's a game that you can play. This is literally just if it's profitable to mint it, you mint it. I get, and then you sell, and then you dump it. I don't really know what the point of it is.
I saw somewhere earlier in the chat someone was saying that it's like a the cost to mint and the sale, like the value that you get from selling the tokens is 3x the value of the mint cost. So it's going to be, probably here with us for a little bit.
Yeah. Did it just launch like a week or two ago? Or has it been around for a while? Oh my god, 2 days ago.
Yeah, that first day was painful. Like I remember just like trying to like channel, and it was like some of it was spiking to like half a matic, and it was like, no, what's happening?
Good news though. I think I was reading Polygon ZK EVM is almost close. I think they're in the testing phase now for the ZK Polygon ZK technology. So I wonder if that's going to be if that's going to offload some of that. Hopefully.
Well, it's probably anyone who would launch on a public chain is still going to launch on a public chain. But yeah, I'm also pumped for that.
Do you think Aavegotchi is going to be making use of that anytime in the near future, or is that going to be maybe later, or are we going to have our own SuperNet?
Yeah, we actually have a call scheduled with some Polygon team. 'Cause I was just curious to ask them like if there's any other projects that are like gaming projects that are planning to do the SuperNet, and they did say there are a couple. And my main concern is just the migration that we're going to have to do. But I asked them if there's any other projects that are migrating from an active ecosystem on the public chain to SuperNet, and they said yes. So we're gonna have a call on it looks like a week, basically 10 days from today, and just hear about some ways that we could potentially do a SuperNet, and then basically go over the different roadblocks or obstacles that would be part of that process.
Yep.
Yep. At a very minimum, we could put a lot of our game stuff that relates to Alchemica on a SuperNet. Yeah, we got to do another migration. It's just like it's endless. We're just leading you guys all over the place. But
Hey, the first migration went pretty well, though. I mean, it's we should do that again. Some aspects of it.
But we have called with I think we talked with Sandeep a while back about it, and they seem really cool. It's basically it's a chain that is bridgeable back to the public chain. It's just like a side road. It's like a side chain of a side chain, and you don't have to run your own validators. The Polygon validators will basically help you validate your chain. And the interesting part is you can pay for gas in either Matic token or basically whatever token you want. So theoretically, we could make Ghost or one of our other tokens the gas token of the SuperNet. So I don't know, that there's a lot of questions that go along with that, but that could be kind of an interesting new use case for one of our ecosystem tokens, possibly Ghost.
That'd be pretty cool.
Well, I mean, real quick, one of my thoughts on the ZK aspect and having some privacy. I feel like Aavegotchis as an avatar have a enormous potential to be the perfect fit for that whole like ZK kind of aesthetic. We're literally like ghosts, we got sheets over our heads. So I wouldn't mind seeing it go that direction.
Yeah, there's just a lot more unknowns with the ZK stuff. We have to do a lot more research on that.
It would be interesting though, because Dillypoo saying Ghost as gas token is a great idea. If we did remove the bonding curve and we had a fixed amount of Ghost in the ecosystem and used it as gas, that would be super deflationary for us.
So one of the early calls we had with Polygon about the SuperNets, that was the first question, right? Like, could Ghost be the gas token? And it could be. The question is with SuperNets, they want to incentivize you to Well, they want to make it easy for you, so you could literally plug into the security, the validators that are validating the main Polygon chain, and they're using, Matic. So there's just a huge, I would say, business development lift there. Not to say it can't be done, but we have to decide if that's something we want to pursue, and then find the entities that are able to secure the chain for us in a way where we can all sleep well at night. And some of those could be the same validators that are validating the main chain, or it could be an opportunity for us to reach out to certain guilds or that had to be very technically savvy and have a certain track record to be able to make sense for that kind of role. But yeah, I'd love to see Ghost as the backbone of the entire chain at some point.
Yeah, I mean, definitely worth exploring. While there's obviously we're gonna launch a lot of new game stuff, but the good side of that is that the NFT stuff in general is pretty solid at this point. So a lot of the new releases from now on will be more Gotchiverse oriented, which would make a transition to a supernet easier because we wouldn't have to. We have a limited number of NFT stuff that would need to be migrated. It's not like we're adding to it every day. So really, it would just be when I trade Alchemica or play with Alchemica in the game, instead of it being sent on Polygon, it would probably be sent on the SuperNet. That could be a very, fairly simple proof of concept that we could do. And that actually wouldn't require a full migration. But things like channeling, farming would still all be on the public chain. Unless we did a full migration, which would be more painful. But at least we could have some things on the SuperNet, and they could bridge back to Polygon when they wanted. Yeah, channeling and farming are the important part right now. Yeah, so if that is the case, if we wanted to do a full migration and literally just bridge everything, well, you could basically bridge it and we would mint it on the SuperNet. The main difficulty there is not actually the bridging, it's the bridging back. What happens when the NFT on the SuperNet has now changed and now you want to move it back to Polygon? We have to ensure that the NFT on Polygon, when it comes out of the bridge, is synced up with the one on the SuperNet, and that's probably the more tricky part.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to wait and see. So I guess I would love to pivot. This is going to be the last social conversation we have before the launch of Aavegotchi's. That's the 21st or the 20th, right?
We are aiming for this whole R release. We're aiming hard for the 20th to have everything live. And
I love how you guys are pushing all the features at once. That's going to have that really good impact. I think when you can do all three of those features with the observers, the bounce gates, you got the NFT displays. It's going to be many parties going on in the Gotchiverse.
yeah. Have you guys jumped into, you might have seen a message I posted in the Gotchi Gang chat. Some of you, maybe alpha hunters, there are currently some features live on the alpha environment, which is kind of a test bed for the new stuff. But we're still in QA. We were planning to launch like an official Mumbai test with everyone on Friday. But there were just too many small QA things that were, we know everyone would have just focused on those. So it just makes sense to basically launch that on Monday or Tuesday, which will still give us about 48 hours until the final release. So I think we'll make it. Pretty much everything is done though. There's just some final QA stuff that we're working on.
Just got to rub a little
it's
cheetah
pretty
blood on
exciting.
the engine, right?
Yeah.
I stepped out. Are we talking about fake Gotchis?
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah. Guys, I'm so excited about this. Oh my god. It's gonna be ridiculous. We are very, very near.
Yeah, I saw you post. I retweeted a post you posted on Twitter. You were answering somebody about like royalty markets going to zero, and you were saying I used the hashtag dual streaming royalties. I think is that like the Fakegachi NFTs? They're like a new ERC standard, right? Like 928 or something like that.
They're not a new standard. We're actually talking about, though. Maybe you picked up last week. We mentioned like it could be a standard, but we have to submit that as an EIP, and it's a bit of a long process. But if we could generalize the code to be something other projects could use and other markets could use, then I think there is some potential there. The trick is like I don't know how many other projects want to have this kind of dual streaming kind of option to send royalties to two wallets at the same time. But I think the first step is awareness. So if people are like, oh, that's a thing, that totally makes sense, you could start to see more projects like look at the success of fake gotchis and want to run that way. So I think first we get fake gotchis out, and the easiest way is to demonstrate the benefits of the way we've set this up.
I've been talking to artists, and it's been really exciting to hear their feedback on this. And it's like, hey, there is no really real restrictions here, but you have this platform of expression, and I think a lot of people see the early grassroots beginnings of something special like this. Kind of like there's a specific group of people who got interested in like spells of Genesis and rare Pepes and stuff when they first came out. I think we're going to start to see that, and then have these artists, well-known artists, expressing interest in this has been really exciting as well. So.
Yeah, and I think what No Futuristic mentioned, like that's a really hot discussion on crypto Twitter right now for a number of reasons. There's a pretty heated debate going on with the fact that like there's if every major marketplace doesn't adopt the same royalty standard, then there's always going to be a race to the bottom, right? And this is true for so many things with crypto, is like you want to basically make things as efficient as possible. So it's really hard to get everybody on board to adopt the same royalties platform. But in our case, there's a bit of we're building on a foundation of a super strong community. So like I can see a certain amount of social kind of gatekeeping, or like if you're not trading on the bazaar or fakegotchis.com and you're cutting out the royalty to the artist, like I feel like that's more of a social stigma type of issue than that can be handled at that level. But it would be great if OpenSea and some of these other marketplaces can come around and eventually be pressured into figuring out that there is a standard that everyone should adopt. And Dan, we looked at that standard for fake gotchis, the one that's being pushed, right? From
2981. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that actually wasn't sufficient because it's actually only for one recipient. So we essentially extended that to allow any number of recipients, which could potentially be a new EIP that we could submit that kind of extends the 2981. I wasn't part of that conversation about why they only did one address. Maybe there's a reason for it, but we had to essentially we actually do support ERC 2981 in the bazaar now, but we are also going to support this new multi-address royalty standard.
Yeah, I feel like there's a huge thought leadership opportunity for us as soon as we get fakes launched and there's actually like some demonstrable transactions happening that prove it on chain. As soon as that happens, like we all need to go hard on pushing not only, royalties in general, but let's use royalties in a way that aligns incentives for multiple parties. And that could be publisher and artist, that could be collaborating artists, that could be a lot of different things. So I feel like we have a huge opportunity here to speak to the larger community in Web3. And we're just on the precipice of being, in a point where really we'll have some demonstrable results to share. And as far as like why the EIP, what is it, 219A, whatever it is, I think that honestly nobody had really had a reason to think about multiple royalty addresses up till now. The reason we did that is because we looked over at a non-EVM project with Fake Rares, and we saw how they structured their ecosystem without really any royalties at all. And we just, it was just an insight we had where we said, well, look, the Gotchi gang as a whole has some creatives, but these cards are going to end up in the hands of a lot of people that are not creatives or may not feel quite ready to publish their own art, but they may want to connect with really talented people in their own circle. And so it was like the unique circumstances of what we're trying to do here with Gotchi Gang that led to the insight that why can't we share the royalty with multiple wallet addresses? I don't know if that conversation had come up, or been very obvious to previous projects.
I was actually was gonna actually just mention this project is it already has a unique unique demonstration of this use case of this card burning for being able to publish art. I think we're the first EVM project that's doing this, because this is coming from, like you said, Rare Pepes and Fake Rares and stuff. And so not only is it like a first time for that, the first project doing something like that on Ethereum, but it's also, like you say now, an evolution of the evolution of the way they had their quote kind of royalty system set up. With Fake Rares, traditionally the artists, what they would do is, if you publish 100 pieces and you price them, at a certain price point, those pieces are quite scarce, and sometimes some of them get burned, and they become even more scarce. But what the artist does is they hang on to a certain percentage of the supply, and over time they release their own supply. And that's what they use to pay themselves. So this is a huge leap. It's a huge evolution from that. I think there's a huge appeal there for artists that were doing it that way, and now coming to this and doing it through royalty streaming is really interesting.
Yeah, shout out to you guys for continuing to ship. This week has been weird in the crypto NFT thing, the whole Sushi Swap CEO thing. We had another project mint, and the founder died in the middle of the mint, so now they're rugging. And you guys have just kept your head down and keep innovating. So kudos to you guys.
Yeah, I was saying that earlier in the week. I jumped on that alpha and I was playing with the bounce gate. I think the first time I tried it, it was just a black square, and then the next day it was the actual gate with the sound effects, and I had a moment of realizing how much this project is an anomaly in the space and how lucky I feel like I am to have found it, and I do appreciate you guys.
Yeah, thanks, man. It's not easy to build and keep shipping during a bear market but I'm just excited to see what we're going to come out of this bear market with, as we kind of find ourselves, our identity as a project, and more and more people start to get to know what we're doing here. It's been quite a journey, because the kind of what Aavegotchi has changed kind of over time, from just being a simple DeFi NFT to now having its own metaverse. It almost reminds me of Ethereum. The narrative kind of changes, but the underlying concept doesn't. It just keeps being built on. So I think by the time we get to this next cycle that we're probably entering pretty soon here, the beginning of the next cycle, I'm just excited to see what what our product and our team and our community is going to look like at the end of it, or at the beginning of it, I should say.
I think it's going to look a lot more competitive in the sense of, melee and range and things like that.
Yeah, that's like probably the biggest change that will come, and especially in the game, is that there will actually be a game for people to play, which it's a long process to do that, but having that will be huge.
It's been, again, to reiterate, though, it's been a very special, kind of unique journey to get over there. Only because I say, with traditional games, we would still be waiting for the first iteration right now. Like, we wouldn't be able to see the product or have any sort of input. And as a DAO, we've been able to kind of percolate some good ideas along the way and kind of add some spice maybe to the product that you guys are already developing, and create something special together. I think is something unique about a DAO built game, and I think that's going to become more and more apparent once people notice the game aspect. They'll get pulled in, and then there's this whole depth to the ecosystem, and probably many nights to spend to try and understand everything about Aavegotchi. So I mean that's what makes it so interesting. I think is I think it's about to appeal to a lot more mainstream and traditional gamers, and hopefully the barrier to entry now is going to be so low that they can come in as an observer if they're just curious, and if they want that next level of engagement, it's not that far of a reach. Maybe you pay one ghost or less and go rent a gachi, and then you're there, you're in it. So that's pretty amazing.
Well, I've been so intrigued. I feel like almost like my pitch to people is adjusted a little bit. I was talking to a lady friend about it, and it kind of clicked with me for the first time. I was talking about mini games and the understanding that it's I always describe Aavegotchi as a game. It's a game. It's a game, and it's oh wait, no, this is a gaming protocol. Stuff is being built. Mm-hmm. This is the infrastructure. They're building the infrastructure, and just thinking of mini games specifically, and how more activities, more gameplay ideas can come out from the community and from other projects and people building on top of the protocol, and how that's really the value. Instead of just thinking of the game, it's no, it's the infrastructure that's being built to enable this metaverse, the SDKs, all that other stuff, the value of that. And I guess before I end, if you're a mini game developer, hit me up. Orium Network is trying to partner and work with some more community mini game developers. So just send me a DM if you're working on a game in the background or very publicly, and let's talk so we can work something out.
Yeah, and I would just
Totally,
add the caveat, minigame it felt appropriate for that first year or two there, but I feel like people can build much more than a minigame now, right? Just build a game. So it's something I've thought a lot.
Saying game,
Yeah. I'm trying to get rid of the mini part because it discredit, before, for sure, they were proof of concept mini games, but I feel like we're getting to a point where some of the stuff that's on the horizon is definitely a game in its own right, and there's no reason you can't. In fact, the one way I've been thinking about recently is you look at some of the most popular tabletop games, board games, card games, and I think you don't even need a multi-billion dollar, multi-million dollar type of team and graphics. We're kind of post that's a whole segment of the economy and the game economy, but you should be able to basically build an addictive, virally enticing game by just having a solid team with good game mechanics and an appreciation for game design in a lo-fi way. And that's what Aavegotchi is really this whole protocol is kind of made for. So let's not make mini games. Let's make mega games. Let's make games.
Stay from mini to mega. I like it. Has anyone discussed token staking for in-game buffs? I'm kind of obsessed with the idea of one of these days giving one of these characters to my kid and having like tokens staked in like treating the Aavegotchi more like a bank account as well. So just anything along those lines of like any kind of in-game buffs for certain token amounts being staked.
That's like one of the hardest things that I've been thinking about this literally since the beginning. How we can give buffs or non-aesthetic like power-ups for the gotchis based on their collateral staked. And it's like it just keeps evading me. If anyone has any great ideas about that, would love to hear it from the DAO, because it's like it's these A tokens staked. I think they're really cool and they're part of the lore. They're part of the gotchi's identity. Yet at the same time, if we're building a game, you can't make your game pay to win by making a gotchi with $1 million in it more powerful than one that just has 100 in it. It's just 100% pay to win at that point. But I do think like right now we are using it for the strength of the aura, which I think is kind of cool, but it's probably too subtle. But there's got to be some other mechanics that we can do with that that are like half aesthetic, half actual like gameplay influencing. It's a very, very tough question, though. I think about that a lot.
That meme, no futures. You're messing up my train of thought here. Coder Dan, yeah, I just want to second that. That's something we've talked about so many times. We had some ideas around it, and then when you start to, drill down into them, you pick them apart and realize it's not quite as strong as you thought. I think this is an area where the DAO could come in, and the DAO is getting more active on some of those protocol level moves. Spirit Force is one I would love to see developed, and I think it's a perfect area for the DAO. At the same time, definitely happy to see Pixelcraft add some more ideas there, and we do have a few, but they're just not major priority because, well, we've got like gameplay oriented combat, the great battle. We're working on all those things at the same time. But yeah, I'd love to see Spirit Force get more attention. And one way to do that is real quick. The last time I had a conversation with somebody was with a certain somebody from a major protocol that has their token staked inside those ghosts, and my angle there was maybe it's not something we bring value to, but we encourage people that are having their tokens saved inside these Aavegotchis to provide some kind of incentive. Basically, one way to look at it is it comes down to incentives. So what if Aave was to come through and offer some sort of incentive for saving those tokens, locking them up inside an Aavegotchi? But that's a bit political. It's harder to do. We can't control that completely by ourselves.
It could also be like zone barriers. Like if you want to access this certain area, you need XYZ, and it doesn't have to be like an astronomical amount, but just like a base level. And then same with like item creation. Like if you have X amount staked, you can mint XYZ.
I guess the main question is why? Like why add that mechanic in? Because if you think about it, we don't really get any benefit from, as a protocol, from locking up a bunch of A tokens. It doesn't really directly affect the health of the protocol. It's a fun piece of lore, but if we want to incentivize people to lock up tokens, probably makes more sense to do something with our own ecosystem tokens. We don't directly benefit as an ecosystem from having people do that.
For me, it was just a way to kind of convey to her that there's advantages to saving money and having equity. So outside of the mechanism, just that process of being like, hey, I'm giving you this, it's worth XYZ. If you remove equity, you're not going to be as good in the game. And if you are, vigilant and do what you can over time, it can build, and then you'll be more powerful in the verse.
You touched on the piggy bank aspect of it also, and I thought that and it could be an interesting mechanic to implement with Spirit Forces. Talking to a protocol like Good Ghosting, and they do these savings games where you save X amount over 4 weeks, and every week it's kind of a race where if you don't deposit that $10 for that week, you've dropped out of the race. And I believe it correlates to the amount of entries you get in the final raffle. And so there's a raffle at the end, and then whatever winners are remaining, I think there's additional prizes as well. Like we did a ghost savings game with Good Ghosting a while ago. And if we were to implement those savings games across the Spirit Forces, I think that'd be an interesting partnership to have with maybe another protocol. But then, that's maybe what I see with the Spirit Force being like, to have these like savings games, like you say, and like gamifying that aspect. And maybe you're not putting in millions of dollars. Maybe it's like, I think with Good Ghosting, it was a really reasonable amount. I mean, at the end of it, I think you added another 25 ghosts or something to their savings pool. But it was fun. It was engaging.
Pulled Together is pretty awesome in what they offer. So I could see us maybe, that's a good potential direction to go with Spirit Force for sure.
Like savings, like a savings aspect correlated to maybe something like a raffle, something that's a little gamified. Maybe there's a fake gotcha aspect to this where there's a card as a reward or something. I think that'd be a really interesting beginning use case, but also there's maybe potential to like weave that in to the gotchaverse somehow also.
Yeah, we should get like a channel dedicated to Spirit Force conversation, or somewhere where we could ideate on this a bit, because it's really important.
The ideation channel in the DAO. You can make a thread on it.
Yeah, just a one that's specific to Spirit Force, because I feel like it is something we've kind of neglected up to this point. We have ideas on it, but we never.
Understandably, and this is she's 7 now, so I'd say by the time she's like 14, 15, this will be the important conversations.
What is your guys' take on the Aavegotchi itself being used in peer-to-peer loans as part of lending and borrowing? We have because we are talking to Pwn. I believe it's Pwn, if I'm saying right. PWN is a peer-to-peer borrowing and lending protocol, and we're going to be talking to them on their proposition on how what they're doing might fit in with Aavegotchi and being able to borrow and lend from each other. What are your thoughts on the Spirit Force being used as a part of decentralized borrowing or lending? That's with collateralized loans and stuff. I think we had this conversation many months ago with someone who's doing this, another protocol that was doing this. But see, what's your take on it?
I have no qualms with it. I think it's a cool idea. If they want to whitelist Aavegotchis to be used, then people want to deposit Spirit Force and or have expensive wearables. That's great. It will help the liquidity of the gotcha market a little bit.
Yeah, generally it's a good thing. It's like this piggy bank is filled with $10,000. This one's filled with $500, and so you should be able to take different loans on it. So I get it at that level, and if we can get some lending partners to recognize and extend credit based on that, that's pretty cool. But I don't think it's the end all be all of Spirit Force. It's like a bonus.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. It's very the Aavegotchi. That was the first appeal to me as this dynamic NFT. Is there's layers to the Aavegotchi. You have a nice Apple chart on your in the wiki. I think it's on one of the first pages. It's like this orange circle chart, and it really kind of shows all the different working pieces of an Aavegotchi. That was like so interesting to me when I first kind of found the project.
I saw there's a website that'll tell you how much Spirit Force is locked up with all the Aavegotchis. And I remember seeing that, and that's what got me too, was being like, oh, they're at least worth XYZ because XYZ tokens are blocked essentially forever until the gotchi's destroyed.
Yeah, I actually give a little bit of Bitcoin to my wife every year. Put it in her gotchi. It's like a family tradition we have.
Well, that's a great point. Like, in terms of as Web3 gets more and more adopted overall, and Aavegotchi is a segment of that story, I totally see the gifting aspect of Aavegotchis in multiple ways. That they themselves are great gifts, and then, like you say, you can literally top up the Aavegotchi, which has much more sentimental value than a normal wallet. And you're saying, hey, this Aavegotchi that is your Aavegotchi, I gave you 5, 6, 7 years ago. You know, every year we're sending, or we're maybe even streaming daily a certain amount to it. That's pretty powerful. Like, it gives an identity to what would otherwise just be a normal 0x wallet. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's interesting because I've been talking with my lady friend. I was like, I'm gonna give her a gotchi, and but I was kind of joking. I was like, she doesn't understand the game quite yet, so I'm a teacher. But I was like, I'll just rent it back to myself and continue to channel with it, and it'll just go to your wallet or something. But it'd be cool if we can get the Alchemica to go directly into the gotchi as like a staking mechanism of some sort, just to like add more value to that little piggy bank.
Yeah. Someone's asking, can Play to Win be its own layer for degens? We do have that in the design for the arena. There will definitely be some pay to win aspect, but it will not be. There's going to be multiple layers to it. We are planning a big Bible chapter for the arena, so that will definitely be part of that. But it's safe to say, if the degens want a degen, there'll be a place for that for sure.
You guys know that.
It'll be play to win, but it can also be potentially rent to win. So there's still an opening there if you can't afford the godlike to go rent. Because every day I get to rent godlike gotchis with crazy like wearables to channel. So I'm sure there's going to be some whale that just doesn't have the time to go in and kick ass every day.
Yeah, I mean, so that's one layer, but this would be like owning powerful wearables will definitely give you an advantage. This is going to be even a bigger financial advantage that you would actually be spending Alchemica on to gain.
It'll be
a little bit different.
It'll be interesting to see, with renting gotchis and whatnot, how the dynamics are going to be with gaming, because you can easily lend and borrow these assets. And in usually other games, you're bound to the character. You're bound to that experience and the points you've built up in the game. But here we have this game where you can rent and borrow each other's assets. And so maybe if you haven't won in a while and you want to feel like, you're going to win, so you go rent something really OP and then you get your satisfaction that way. But it's something I haven't seen yet, like in gaming or.
It's very difficult to design for. I'll give it that, because like you're right. There's no models that are like this in like any other MMORPG. There's kind of a similarities in the MOBA space because you're essentially playing the same characters, but those characters don't have huge power level differences. Like if you're playing Dota, like they're all balanced against each other. There's no character that's 10 times more powerful, which is what we have. So it's pretty difficult to design for, which is also part of the reason that we have to spend more time on it and think through literally everything. If anyone knows any good games that have this kind of mechanic, please do let me know. I'd love to research more on it.
Yeah,
the link I just dropped was the interview with GMI with Mike Callium, myself, and ZombieShepherd. I dropped it because I saw T-Bird was like, Aavegotchi's on its way to becoming a religion, and we actually talked about that a little bit, like the cult of Aavegotchi. So just give it a good read. It was a good list.
Calling us the evangelists of Aavegotchi.
Yeah, because it's like we're out there talking, like we are, very adamant. We have conviction about this project. But I stream every day. I'm not pumping my own bags. I'm not selling the stuff. I'm talking about it because I'm excited by it and like the innovations of what's happening in our space, in this ecosystem specifically. So it was like very much. It was like, oh yeah, we are evangelists. I guess we're not ambassadors. We're not like. I guess we're super fans, but we are definitely we are a cult. I love it.
But you see, this type of the cult vibes. They're actually, they're apparent like in other things too, other brands. Like look at like Apple. Like I feel like all the Apple people like are all in their own like little cult. Like my girlfriend, she's completely Apple everything. And that's the feeling I get from it when I start to bring up Windows is better in one or two aspects, but. I actually got a MacBook, and I'm starting to feel that now because like just the way the products are designed and the way the company has this uniformity across all their products, and people are so enthusiastic about their products. I don't know. I feel like there's lots of parallels from physical in real life products to NFTs and digital assets. I think will be. There's no difference in some aspects there. Like you're building a product, you're building, even though it might not be physical, it has its own kind of vibe, has its own kind of energy, and the community that's built around it kind of resonates with that. So, yeah, I don't know where I was going with that, but yeah, just wanted to share that. I guess
Tesla's the same way, and I think they just sell some like burnt hair perfume or something like that, and it sold out.
Yeah, Tesla, same kind of energy there with their consumers, Tesla consumers.
Yeah, I'm hyped on Gotchi merch too. I got the keychain, I got stickers, and a suitcase on the way.
Oh man, I forgot to name that suitcase. Damn.
So
You're the only person that can say that. Let me know when it arrives.
You got it. I'll make a tweet or something.
Oh yeah, we're rooting for you. We're so excited about that. So even Coderdan and I are like, damn, we didn't even negotiate one for ourselves. It's a one of one.
Oh, do you guys have any updates on the holiday swag, the sweater?
Yeah, it's in the works. Gotchi elves are busy knitting, and we'll be getting the store set up pretty soon for that. And they are still on track for late November, early December, being in stock and ready to go. So it is going to be a little bit, later than we'd like, but you will be able to have them in time for Christmas. It does look like, or especially New Year's. But yeah, Christmas is what we're aiming for.
Are we opening the mall back up for that or what?
Oh,
Yeah, it'll be
mall.
in the mall. I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, Golden Cross, but they think you'll be able to buy with credit card. Ghost, I'm not sure. I don't think we are going to be able to take Ghost because it's quite quickly done here, but in the future probably. But this time, I think it's going to be a pretty standard like Shopify site that we put together for this. We just don't want any delays on anything.
Yeah, we don't want delays, so probably dirty fiat, unfortunately.
Will there be limits on number of items you can purchase?
That's a good question. There's a limited amount produced, so we don't want somebody just buying all 300 of them, maybe, or 4 or 5 or whatever the limit is. Maybe we should put a cap. Hadn't thought of that.
We're gonna have a sweater run now. We just initiated it.
Damn, you know, futuristic.
Time to max out the credit card.
I don't see that being. I don't know anyone in the community. I mean, that would. I don't know. What would be your plan with 300 sweaters?
I don't
Well,
know.
I'm gonna fall off my bike 300 separate times and ruin them one by one, so I'm gonna need a lot. I definitely want to get one in a couple different sizes because my weight moves. So I definitely want one, a large, medium, and maybe a small if I'm being ambitious.
Well, you're changing weight all the time. You're at the gym, you're out of the gym, you know, that kind of thing. Yeah, I think in general we hadn't thought that part through. We've got thanks to the response from everyone here, we've got a good sense of the demand, and we're trying to just, you know, deliver enough small, medium, large, XXXL, all that good stuff.
What about making some of the Gotchi wearables a physical purchasable items? Like I want the whole Portal Mage outfit with the wand and everything. I want to buy that. Go walk around in it.
I would love to see, that's another like thread for the DAO, I feel like what would be on your wish list in terms of, you know, some wearables actually can translate really well into real life, and others maybe not so much, or only on Halloween. So there's the practicality, and then like the special ones. I would love to get a sense of which ones people would most want to see as limited edition, you know, real life releases.
Any of the handwear would be dope.
Yeah. I always thought the Santa hat, you know, if you guys make it like really like luxurious, like make it like, you know, like use high quality materials and stuff and make this like really nice Santa hat, it would be I think it'd be an iconic kind of collectible item just with the backstory of it and everything, you know. But I agree, the hand wearables too.
Gotchi intern posted that meme the other day, which I think this was an actual sweater, right? This was like somewhat like a real high fashion piece that's made to look like pixel art. That was my take on it, I think.
Maybe somebody else saw it on Twitter. Somebody tweeted this out and it had a poll saying, is this real life? Is it mocked up or whatever? I don't know the results of the reveal of if that's real or not, but I zoomed in. I think it's real and really well done, but that might be wishful thinking. I don't know.
I think it's real because I saw the actual model wearing it. I don't know what fashion show it was from, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it's real. It's like, no, if we could do something like that, that'd be awesome. I'm sure that's very, very high fashion here.
If you could do like a hoodie where when you put you know how some hoodies you can close up and they have eyes and it's like the Gotchi's head, that would be dope. Because it would be cool to have like an Aavegotchi, like, I don't know if anybody's done it, like dressed up as an Aavegotchi for Halloween or anything, but I'm sure someone will do it eventually.
Yeah. Here we go.
Oh, Thrax has it. So, okay, and it was Minecraft clothes. Very well done. I'm trying to figure out how they did the hoodie kind of like ties. Those strings are looking great.
Yeah, this is like a process in singularity where like everything's going to end up being one thing. Like we're working on Aavegotchi and there's some designer somewhere around the world creating a sweater in real life.
Synchronicity. Yeah. Totally.
All the fancy S words.
Yeah, somebody send this guy a Gotchi. Who made that? Paris?
How do you pronounce that name? Louis?
Louis?
Loewe.
I mean, I'm from the U.S. Midwest, so that's Lowe's, like hardware store.
That's what I was thinking
Yeah,
too.
that's what I was thinking too. It's Lowe's. Lowe's.
I was like, wow, they're really on it.
That would be quite the pivot.
Here's my personal one, and like only Gotcha Gang would get it, but I just drop it in the chat. I just want any wearable with the godlike gem on it. It could be the hat, it could be the shirt, whatever, the belt buckle, like whatever. I just want godlike.
Ah, the beer helmet. We should do that. That would be pretty cool.
The beer helmet would be great. I think those already exist. But if we can make it very gotchy. Yeah, like gotchy branded beer helmets. There we go.
Or we need our own brand of gotchi wine to go with the wine bottle. Just gotta figure out what would be a good name for a gotchi wine.
Oh, I think there's
Keck.
This could be fun. I drink. Yeah, a little keck. 10-year. Keck 10-year. 18.
Yeah, plush toys are another one for sure. I really want a Gotchi plush. I love plush toys.
Oh, I would definitely be getting that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I have with lady friend, all of her friends are like nuts for these like squishmallow things, and she has like dozens of them all over her house. So it's like the power of the plushie, like, is an endearing one that goes well into adulthood for most people.
Squishmallow. I've never heard that word.
Oh man,
Showing my age here.
They're in like, you find them in like Walgreens. It's kind she has a lot of them, so it's like at night she has like a spotlight on them, and they all just look sinister as hell. They're like very like it creeps me out because a lot of them have like a straight face, but like a single tooth popping up like above the mouth that's just like staring at you from above. So it's like a little unsettling, but I get it. Also, I like the idea.
They have like memory foam in them, right? They're like pretty. They're kind of like a little bit hard, but like also soft.
Yeah, I tend to steal them and use them as like knee pillows when I can. So, also, whoever I forgot, someone put up the name. What was it? Unopened portal. What was it? Where was it? For their name of the unopened portal reserve. I like that, Soju, for our wine.
No, for the plush, you should
Portal
do
wine.
like you do it like Build-A-Bear, where you have to show proof of Gotchi to order your plush in your Gotchi.
That's actually we would
Ooh.
love that.
That's like Tiffany's model, right? This is like a scaled down, because that's what you have to do with the Tiffany's jewelry punk. You have to own that punk, or they won't make it. So
Right.
you have to submit your Gotchi, and if you do not own that Gotchi, then and every Gotchi maybe just gets one mint. So it's like that Gotchi gets its physical minted, and then that's it. You can't mint another. That would be really cool, actually.
Yeah, definitely a raffle should be a plushie. I think that would make sense. Any of the like pets. In terms of like in real life wearables, some of the layer 2 stuff would be pretty cool. Like, because every time I wear like a Polygon Studio shirt, people kind of recognize that and they'll be like, "Oh, Polygons," and I'm like, "Yeah, it's the gaming side of it." So a layer 2, one of those layer 2 outfits would probably work for in real life.
We talk about like connecting the Gotchiverse to in real life, right? Like, what if there's in-game like sigils that you could collect? Like items. You do a quest and you get this like token. And if you burn the token, then you get this like physical item, whether it's a in real life wearable that's been made by Pixelcraft, or it's a, like what ZombieShepherd just said. You burn the token, and now you can get the physical, like Beanie Baby version of your Gotchi. Like there could be these cool like in-game tokens that would be tied to real life rewards, which is like a million times better than any arcade that I've been to. Because you guys have all seen the prizes you can win at an arcade. They're not, it's nothing special. But yeah, the Aavegotchi being the arcade machine.
Also, maybe like Dr. Radmi just said, the Gotchi beanie, because that was really limited release merge piece. I would love to be able to buy one of those because the weather's getting cold and I can definitely rock one of them.
You're right. It's about that time of year again. Should there be like edition 2, like 2022 edition, limited run?
Yeah, I'm down for that.
I thought you'd already have one by now, honestly. I thought for sure you had one. You've got like everything.
I have almost everything minus a suitcase, a hoodie, and what else did I think I don't have? I know Zbot has the pajama pants. I didn't get near those. I was trying to get those from him, but he wasn't giving them up.
Hey guys, well, we got everyone here. Gonna make a little partnership announcement. If you can head to the announcements channel, you'll see it. So we really enjoyed our partnership with Freckle Trivia a couple months ago. So we're doing it again, and there's even more prizes this time. So this time, the trivia is gonna be live on Monday, October 17th, all the way to Friday, October 21st. And I don't know the exact time here. Maybe it's probably should just join the Freckle Trivia Discord, where I'm sure there'll be lots of mentions for it. But of the prizes, we're gonna have some five mystery boxes of fake gotchis, which will be really revealed after the summoning works are done. We'll have some fake gotchi drop tickets. So those are most of the prizes for the gotchi side. Then they just got a lot of other cool things from the Freckle Trivia side. I haven't heard of most of them. I have heard of the Manscaped V4 lawnmower. That's a really funny name. Been seeing those on YouTube. So lots of cool prizes in the trivia and lots of gotchi focused questions. So beef up on your gotchi lore, your gotchi knowledge before you come into the trivia.
That's awesome. With the gotchi lore weaved in too. I don't think the last one had gotchi questions. It was more, I think, horror movie based. So this time it's going to be even more challenging.
The first one we sponsored was more horror movie, and it was cool, like ghosts and all that made sense. This time I think even makes more sense because it's like, I think, yeah, with the 80s pixel related questions, you're going to get a little bit of like 1980s video games, a little bit of gotchi, a little bit of, anything you can think of that might involve pixel art. So it's going to be pretty cool in that sense.
Do we know, is the trivia live all the time? Is it like a new one every day, or how does that work?
I believe it's every week, right? Every week they have a theme, and you go for like whatever it is, 5 days. I don't know if it's 5 or 7 days. Yeah, Monday to Friday. That's what I thought. And yeah, people in here in the group, they know better than me. So let's see. One new trivia question video a day, Monday through Friday. And it's for the theme for the week with the sponsor and the rewards. So yeah, this is our second time doing it. We just had such a great response from the first one, and it's so much fun. And Lord Trivia, the format is very unique. The way everything is like recorded, and it's all presented in a way that's just very very friendly and very gotchi-esque. So they're going to be highlighting fake gotchis in honor of the launch, and I think it's a perfect way to go about it. I'm going to have to jump back in there and play this week for sure. I know our marketing director, Gravy, he plays every week. He's like all about it. I want to know how much Gravy has already won. I feel like he's got tickets to Disney World or something already.
So you answer it. Yeah, I didn't get to play the last one. I'm gonna make an effort this time. But so you answer the question, and if you get it right, then what? Just like, how do they choose the winners if everyone wins?
Yeah, can we get somebody who's been playing on stage, if not already?
So
Be
it
great
says it
to
doesn't
hear
matter
from
if you get it right. Huh.
Z5
Yeah, there's
been
definitely
playing.
like points for trying.
Okay, that's cool.
Also,
Yeah,
shout out to
friends.
Gotchi Bowles, who won the Texas Hold'em game. I didn't watch or see it, but I saw them post on social. They're killing it right now. They won the Texas Hold'em, so shout out to you.
We got
Welcome up,
Roxiano
Sir.
here.
Yeah, Sir Linkiest and Roxiano.
GM. Yeah, the Freckle is cool. That one collab we did. Basically, yeah, Monday through Friday, there's 5 different trivias, and they're nice about it. You don't have to get them correct to earn the ticket at the end. But so let's say you answer all 5 quizzes, you get 5 tickets, and it gets entered. And they had a big prize pool, and luckily I won, and other Gotcha game won. So thanks for the collab again. It'd be cool.
What did you win last time, Sir Linkiest?
It was Halloween themed, so they gave me a really cool Friday the 13th Jason action figure.
Hell yeah. Nice. That's one of the best, that's my favorite Halloween series. That's about as good as it gets. Roxiana, you're up here too. You've been playing the Freckle trivia?
Yeah, I play it like every day for like the 5 days of the week. I haven't won anything yet, but hopefully soon I will win something. My luck is just really bad because it's raffle based, so each day you get 1 ticket and stuff like that. So yeah, but yeah, it's really fun. I enjoy it a lot.
Cool. So the idea is, like me, I remember, it's coming back to me now. I played that week that we sponsored, and I was like terrible at horror movies. I don't really know what's going on. I watch comedies, and I think I got like 20% right, 2 out of 5 or something, and I still ended up getting tickets, right, just for showing up, doing my best. Do you get bonus tickets if you like ace the quiz, or is it all about just showing up and being a part of it and having fun?
Yeah, well, no, you don't get anything extra if you get them all right. You just get 1 a day as long as you play through the whole thing.
Well, that's kind of awesome, guys. So, like, whether you know 1980s pixel culture or not, this is kind of a win-win. Has anybody? I haven't seen anybody drop the link yet. So maybe Gravy or anybody else, you guys want to drop the link so we can all get signed up. Okay, we can hop in the Discord there. Perfect. Yeah, there's gonna be some fake gotchis on the line. So basically, as soon as they are populating and being minted, basically ahead of time, Pixelcraft has committed to scooping up a few and providing them to Freckle for the winners. So that's going to be pretty sick. That could be really sick, actually. It could be pretty good.
Yeah. Just listen alone on their announcements page. They have over 10, 15 prizes. They're very generous, and like you guys were saying, the host of that really bright and animated dude makes the videos worthwhile. Like 3-5 minute quizzes, really fun.
The host just joined. What's up, Lord Trivia?
What's up,
Let's
everybody?
go.
My ears must have been burning. I hopped in and y'all were talking about me.
Lord
Just
Trivia!
good.
How's it going, everyone? We're so excited for this collab, and it's hilarious. We're setting up right now in the studio, about to get recording this for the Gotchi week. Very exciting stuff happening. Tons of prizes. I see so many people here on stage who play. Linkiest for sure. I know Gravy's been playing all the time. OXZ-Fi. Y'all are great supporters of our community, and I'm really grateful for it.
That's the alpha. Lord Trivia, man. My goodness. Anybody who's not like participating in this already is missing out. And whether it's fake gotchis and our sponsorship for the upcoming week, or really what have you been doing the past couple of weeks in terms of prizes and topics and themes? I feel like there's something for everybody.
Yeah, no, there's definitely something for everybody. When we partnered with Gotchi Gang last in August, we were doing the spooky trivia which I think worked out great because of the ghosts. And then this week was heavily inspired by just the general pixel craft art design and brand identity with the retro 80s vibes. And I love the 80s, and I think the 80s has become like a media darling in the last few years, especially with things like Stranger Things and other shows. So we wanted to kick it off and do an 80s week of trivia, but there is something for everybody. Right after we partnered with Gotchi Gang, we worked with the Cryptoon Goons and we did cartoon trivia. We worked with Roosevelt's for their Halloween drop, and we did like weird trivia about like weird phobias and, you know, just weird facts about the world and things that, you know, kind of like weird but true sort of trivia. We partnered with the Chibi Dinos last week or the other week, and we did sports trivia, and we've brought on a bunch of awesome new sponsors. So we're now sponsored by Manscaped. And we're doing a really, really great sort of promotional campaign with Manscaped. We're giving away a bunch of V4 lawnmowers every week through the end of the year. And we have this hashtag no more rugs that we've been promoting because there's too many rugs in the Web3 space. So we're partnering up with Manscaped to say hashtag no more rugs in Web3 and also, of course, in your pants. So we want to make all of our Freckle family silky smooth where it counts. And we're giving away a bunch of V4 lawnmowers. Some really exciting alpha. We just partnered with Jarritos, the Mexican heritage and soda brand, and we'll be giving away a bunch of mini fridges and soda, and we're getting that relationship kicked off with the week of Halloween and Dia de los Muertos. And we're really excited to partner with Jarritos as the official beverage partner of Freckle. We have a deal going on with DraftKings right now. We're making moves, Jesse. I appreciate you asking. It's really exciting stuff coming from us here at Freckle.
Jeez, man. I thought, you know, you might mention like a couple of topics I would be interested in, like, you know, Marvel, Star Wars, something. You just ran down the list. That's insane. And by the way, like Jarritos, I was so surprised here just in the last couple of weeks. I'm out here in Singapore and was thrilled to find a Mexican restaurant that actually offers like legit Jarritos that are brought in. So
that's incredible.
Yeah.
Jesse, if you ever find your way out here in San Diego, these lunatics at Jarritos sent me a pallet of soda. And I'm like, and for research and development, they called it, not even as prizes. They sent it to my residence. So when 500 bottles of soda is about as much as it sounds. Yeah. So Jarritos is sponsoring our game, and they're also sponsoring my future diabetes because I love the flavors they send me. But no, it's amazing. But you mentioned Star Wars, and you know we got our whole entire platform kicked off with a big Star Wars event. We're actually going to be partnering up with this incredible collectible company. You may have heard of Sideshow Collectibles. They're a Sideshow Collectibles manufacturer known as Iron Studios that just recently launched their brand distribution in the United States and got the license to distribute all these incredible Star Wars collectibles. These are like realistic, 1 foot to 4 foot statues of all your favorite Star Wars characters, and we're helping them launch their brand in the United States with a big a big week of Star Wars trivia. That should be sometime around Black Friday week, so Thanksgiving week. So if you love Star Wars and you want to win some of the coolest and most expensive Star Wars sculptures that are on the market right now, you'll definitely want to keep your eyes peeled for that week. And we'll also have a lot of discount codes and extra Black Friday stuff for that week. So we're really excited about that.
Just in time for the holidays. I mean, whether you collect it yourself and hoard it for yourself, or whether it's for the holidays, and
you need a gift, right?
That's ultimate gifts right there. So, I mean, you said 1 to 4 feet. Yoda's probably 3 feet. So that's a full size Yoda right there. Luke Skywalker. I'm not sure.
Yeah, no, I've got my eyes on this Mandalorian sculpture. I think it's a 1/6 sculpture, so it's about 3 feet tall, like 30 inches tall, and it's got him holding Baby Yoda in his arms, and like it's super cool. I've got a little spot on my mantle for it, so yeah, we're really excited. And we've got a lot of really cool things planned for next year. So definitely join up, everybody. We're wicked excited. I have to hop off and get my butt in front of the camera now, but this was perfect timing, and I appreciate you bringing me up. I love the collab. I love you, Jesse and Gravy.
We want to keep you on for the full hour if we could, but I understand. But freckle.live, right? And I understand there's the Discord, but just if you're not sure what the heck we're talking about, go to freckle.live. Right now I'm looking at the topic for, I believe, the upcoming week here, which says new episode on Monday, greatest of all time. It's the Goat Society and Culture Kings.
That was last week.
I love the topic. That was last week.
That was last week. This week is your guys' week. I haven't made
okay.
Yeah, I'll be we're recording the episodes today. I'll be making all the platform updates tonight or tomorrow. And then come Monday, it's nothing but Gotchi Gang and Fake Gotchis. We're showcasing a different artist from the Fake Gotchi project every single day. So showing off some of the art, talking about the artist. And yeah, we've got some mystery Fake Gotchis up for grabs. You don't know which one you're going to get until they're auctioned off. But I'm very grateful for you guys being able to get a couple of those over to us. We've got stuff from Manscaped. We've got stuff from Culture Kings. We've got stuff from Iron Studios. So lots of prizes this week. I think we're going to have, over 20 winners. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited.
And
the questions are fun. These are fun questions we came up with for this week. So.
Yeah, the topic is amazing, and as far as I'm looking at the website right now, greatest of all time. I know it's already expired. People just missed out. This is what FOMO is: your fear of missing out, and I missed out on this. But it's going through the animated video, which is, you got Mike Tyson, you got it's not Tim Cook, it's that other founder of Apple. It's like all the greatest of all time, and it looks like one I regret not participating in. So. I'm going to be signing up and getting involved, and I think everybody here on the call should be, because it's not just this week. It's like every week Lord Trivia delivers at freckle.live. So
every single week you can play a new theme of trivia, 5 games per week, prizes, new communities to learn about. And if you haven't already hopped in our Discord, get on over there. The link is in the announcement. And we have a really awesome community that if you have any questions or any concerns about connecting your wallet, we make it totally safe and easy. You can connect a MetaMask or any other ETH-based wallet, or you can sign up for a Magic Link custodial ETH wallet right on our platform by using your phone number. And we have a great tutorial walkthrough and a community that is just super welcoming and willing to answer any questions and walk you guys through any questions or concerns you may have. And we're, again, super grateful to have this collab with the Gotchi Gang again.
Well, one thing we love about Freckle is you put together one of the most unique kind of hybrid communities where you have people like communities from Aavegotchi coming over, other Web3 NFT communities, as well as Web2, and like traditional, they're getting exposed to crypto for the first time, and yet they're all coming over and having a great time with the platform at Freckles. So I think the value offer you have built is just so unique and so powerful. So we're super excited to participate again. And one last question about last week's, you mentioned the Manscaped lawnmowers, and we saw a lot of lawnmower like memes going by. What if people who win a lawnmower don't have a yard? They're in an apartment. How does that work?
They are.
Never mind. You don't have to answer.
Lawnmowers for that rug in your pants.
Right,
They're lawnmowers for a different type of lawn. But no, it's really cool to bring these Web2 brands on, because we've actually given a lot of, as we call them, normies or non-traditional Web3 individuals an opportunity to learn about Web3. And when we did our big collaboration with Roosevelt's, the shirt company, we brought on a handful, 10 or 15 individuals who have become, freckle maxis and have started to degen a little bit. And people in our community have helped them create MetaMasks and, expose them to OpenSea and help them stay safe and even send them free NFTs to get their collection started. And I think that's the beauty of what we're trying to build here is we really want to create a experience that lends to the need for mass adoption, and we're bringing those people on through an experience that they're entirely familiar with, that feels really friendly and affable and easy to participate in, and kind of bring them into the Web3 space without them even knowing it. And then our community is right there to sort of cradle them and hold their hand and walk them through the Web3 promised land, so to speak. And I think we've done that really, really well, and we've seen that now as we collab with these, Web2 brands that are interested in Web3, and it's been a beautiful thing, honestly. So yeah, I'm glad you brought that up.
Perfect. Well, super excited. Everybody check out freckle.live and join the Discord, join the conversation. And it's literally, you feel like pulled together in this kind of idea of a lossless competition. I think this is that times 10, because you're actually getting in real life, prizes. And so many people here have already attested to winning, like Sir Linkiest. And I hope, Roxiano, I wish you the best. I think you'll eventually win as well. But you're going to unfortunately have a lot more competition coming in here in the next week or so.
All right, everybody, thank you.
Awesome. Well, this is a good segue for just the sense of like, yeah, just all the things that are going on with the Fake Gotchis launch, right? So we're partnering with freckle.live, as well as you're gonna see Fake Gotchis in a few other venues here soon. So we want to just get that out in front of people. One thing I didn't mention enough was during the Singapore Crypto Week, we did have a pretty good showing at Kawa, the Crypto Art Week Asia. And a special shout out to one of the OG crypto art pieces that features Aavegotchi was featured, and that is the piece from what is the name of it? Oh my gosh, they had basically, somebody go find the link of it. It was so epic, and I was so happy to see it in real life. Basically, it was an animated version of Aavegotchis in like saunas and like basically in like the Kyoto Golden Forest or something like.
Oh, is that
super
Excalibur?
epic. Thank you. Yes, Excalibur's piece, and little Alpha Leak. They've been in conversation. I think they're inspired to do more Aavegotchi featured pieces like the one that just dropped in the weekly Hangout channel. They're a super talented group, and they are looking to do a Fake Gotchi as well. So they're not part of the Summoning Works, but I think they're going to be part of the Fake Gotchi collection. They want to get in on it, and it makes sense. Their talent is off the charts. Like when you see that in real life, animated, and kind of there's multiple Aavegotchis moving around and doing their thing. It really stands out on the wall next to everything else in the gallery. It really pops. They've got such a cool 80s aesthetic. They would do very well in the freckle.live pixel art themed week. Oh, they're Hefe, perfect. So that actually, yeah, they had that on rotation in the gallery here in Singapore, and it was actually a pleasant surprise. I was going back and forth with the curators, and they never gave me a straight answer on if we were going to have a piece in or not. And then I don't even think they knew, but it ended up that they were featuring an Aavegotchi piece regardless. So I was pretty happy. So I was thrilled to see that, and it just looked great in real life.
Yeah, I think Fake Gotchis is going to be the beginning of a huge art and culture movement. Maybe starting with Aavegotchi first, but then also going out to the greater kind of crypto art and digital art space. I think there's a huge appeal to either get the fake Gachi card or collaborate. So you guys have set it up really nice there for that.
Well, it'll come down to the talent that comes in and builds on it. We already see a lot of that coming in, and the pieces stand on their own. So we'll see. But we certainly have tried our best to create an infrastructure for something really special to happen. And I think, when you look at crypto art, there's always an aspect of, well, who did it first, who did it earliest, and you see that a lot on Ethereum and with fakes on on the Bitcoin chains. But what we're going to do is, like, there hasn't really been a runaway inspirational new type of approach to art done on Polygon. And yet Polygon is more and more every day in the conversation as, like, a first tier chain that is delivering on its promises. So I think we're in a really special place here where we're bringing over Ethereum OG crypto artists in a way that will really stand on its own as the first of its kind on Polygon. So it's the right time for that kind of conversation to happen, and we'll see what it means. But I think no matter what, we're going to have a freaking awesome time with the fake gotchis.
I think there's already an appeal from the Bitcoin community because we have a few artists that have come in from XCP, from fake rares, completely skipping the Ethereum Layer 1 ordeal and coming here to fake gotchis to mint their first works on this chain, which is amazing.
I love, secretly, that's like my favorite part of the whole thing is, like, who else is literally, like, having that kind of Venn diagram overlap with XCP and the Bitcoin community as well as Ethereum Layer 1. And it's such a unique spot to be in. I'm so pleased with the fact that that's where we are. That's the kind of friends we have. And it's pretty cool to see that manifest with the fake gotchis. So I guess a few notes on the fake gotchis. Oh, Gravy, you are on it with the Venn diagram there. When it goes live, you guys all know about the queue, right? I know a lot of you guys up here on stage do. So just be aware, like, it's going to go live, and there's still plenty of alpha, because when it does, the artists and the publishers, they're going to be publishing these pieces over that, whatever period of time once the contracts are deployed. And then you will be able to basically enjoy watching them from a distance in the queue for about 5 days. And it's at that point you'll see the countdown. And they'll be minted, batch transferred to the publisher's wallet. And from there, it's up to the publisher to list them for sale at fakegotchis.com under the Explore page, or shortly thereafter on Aavegotchi.com in the bazaar. So there's going to be a little bit of time there, but that's kind of how it will start, right? And then shortly thereafter, we'll have some exciting news on how if you have drop tickets, you'll be able to get your own fake gotchi cards, which are basically your publishing rights. And we'll be distributing those last 1,500 fake gotchi cards by a drop ticket raffle. So a lot going to be happening here in the next week or two. Are there any outstanding questions about the fakes launch, or do you feel like it's pretty close here? Pretty clear.
I feel like it's been pretty clear. I think the part that people are going to have to experiment and explore more for the experience to become very apparent is the event-based release that also is coinciding with fake gotchis. And so there'll be a whole infrastructure around being able to host an event right around this. And maybe not all this has been released yet, because you mentioned other features like that. being able to drop Alchemica and stuff. But I'm trying to envision what that experience is going to look like, and it makes me excited just thinking about it. So I think that's one thing that we can, what does the event infrastructure look like around, once I purchase my Figotchi card, now I want to put it in an NFT display case. I guess that would be the next step. And then, I guess I can install a bounce gate. Maybe we can talk a little bit about that, I guess, if people haven't, for people that might not be familiar with the other part of the Fake Gotchi release.
You're talking about the art release in the Gotchiverse, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I'll this is a good segue, and I'll just say one last thing about the Fake Gotchis that I think it's worth reiterating if it hasn't come across before. There is some segment of people that are like, well, I like Fake Gotchis, whatever, it's neat, but it's undermining our progress in the Gotchiverse. And to that, I just want to speak a little bit to something that might have been missed, in the way Pixelcraft Studios is structured. So Pixelcraft Studios, we've built this team out where we have basically different pods or teams or whatever you want to call it. And these teams focus on different things. And the Gotchiverse team is obviously going to be the most robust, biggest team. And there's really nothing taken away, in case anyone's wondering, there's nothing taken away from the Gotchiverse team to build out the Fake Gotchis product. That's the cool thing. That's the good news. So, in fact, it's a very light lift in terms of human manpower that's been able to come together with a vision and execute on the Fake Gotchis. And I'm also very pleased with how that's gone. So we had an idea. We saw it start to form, and we wanted to we've got Solidity. We've got multiple Solidity developers. We needed one of them to come in and work with us alongside Coder Dan. We have Zbot, right, who's literally like one of the most OG artists in the space, always looking forward to doing some sort of art aspect, community developed aspect of art to the Gotchiverse or to Aavegotchi as a whole. So he was on board, and he's done the wearables. We can't make more wearables right now, so it was kind of the perfect time, really. We had a window of time there where we could steal Zbot to help develop the UI for this and develop the art around it, kind of the aspects. And so, yeah, just understand that it's not taking away anything from what's going on with the Gotchiverse. The Gotchiverse, the Realm team continues, and it just really worked out well where we were able to build the art release to line up with this. I mean, literally like stars aligning. You couldn't have even planned it better. We had a general idea, like we want to have these social aspects and get NFT displays out regardless of the Fake Gotchis, but now we're able to do it all where it literally hits within like a few days of each other. It's pretty crazy.
And you guys are amplifying what actually already exists in our community, which is some really great artists and some great talent that we have making art within Aavegotchi. And now giving those people an opportunity to make official Aavegotchi art is going to be a big deal for these people, and maybe attract other people who had maybe wished to mint their own Aavegotchi NFTs in a official capacity, and now they can. And there's a whole royalty model built around it. So there's a opportunity for profitability as well for people who are creatives or are helping attract creatives through the royalties. And so I think it's going to be huge. And I appreciate the work that went into it, whether it was a light lift or something more extensive. I think it's going to be great for the time that was put into it.
Yeah, and I don't want to take anything away from the team. It was not a light lift for the people on that Fake Gotchi team. Let's put it that way. But the people that were on that were pretty well separated from the Gotchiverse team. They are doing their thing, and we have basically two products being built in parallel by two different teams.
Yeah, very cool.
Is Fake Gotchi's the first like official art collection that an NFT has, like a almost like a spin-off collection of the original NFT? Can you guys think of any other NFTs that have done this?
I don't
I don't
I'm
think
not aware
so.
of any.
I think
That's another-
this is something we actually talked about many, many months ago. I don't know if you guys if we recall the conversation, but we were talking about how this was right in the bull market. There was a lot of NFT products launching based on the art, right? Collect the art. It's about the community,
Yeah.
all that stuff. All those people have left. They've gone because there was nothing backing those. There was no utility or nothing dynamic about those NFTs to engage the community. And so what those projects were starting out with was they were starting out with the artwork, and they were thinking, well, we'll start with the artwork and we'll turn this into a game. We'll turn this into a game. We'll turn this into a metaverse, and that was the path they chose. We, in my opinion, I think we chose the other path, and we're like, let's build out the full utility, make these things very dynamic, make them collectible, have a whole community form around this, and then we can make artwork out of that. There's artwork. The artwork is derivative of the product, instead of the product being the artwork. So I think it's something really unique that we're doing here, and it'll become really obvious over time. The value of those two things combined.
Yeah, we have to come up with like a word for what Fake Gotchis is, because like you said, NFT projects start with the art. If we take like hash masks, there hasn't been a derivative collection of hash masks based on the hash mask art, or even the Bored Apes. Like they don't have an official collection where people can submit art to that contains like Bored Apes, do they? I've never seen it if they do. I mean, people make fan art, but it's not like a
The closest
secondary
thing is they have, like, I guess some apes have created their own projects, like Jenkins the Valet. He has I think they got signed with the CAA where they're doing like their screenwriting or writing a book together or something like that, but it's not officially through like the Bored Ape Yacht Club.
Pretty cool. I mean, it's we'll have to brainstorm, and because there's definitely an angle that we're not hitting there, which is like the first. I don't even know what to call it yet, but definitely something special.
Yeah, I get it. It's like hard to synthesize in one sentence, but we all know what we're talking about. It's just yet again another signal that we're a very mature project in the sense that there's these base assets and then there's all these not just derivative, but they're all actually like within the same protocol, the same ecosystem. So it's quite good. There's also like, I don't know, you've got other projects where you get derivatives all the time, but they're not sanctioned. They're not asked to do that. And it's a different thing. It's like one PFP makes another PFP project. Here it's like the Aavegotchis have derived into this other vertical of crypto art, and they're bringing in all sorts of OG crypto artists with it. Nobody else has done that. It's very, very different.
I can think of a better term than the gotcha-sance, because it's really that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's an art renaissance for the project.
I think it's a great time to do it too. Like as the gaming side of Aavegotchi becomes more and more prominent, I think it'll be cool that we've established this art column, this pillar of culture in the project as a whole. Because I mean, things are going to get very gamified very soon, and it's just going to be really nice to have this kind of utility-free, just like for the culture kind of aspect of Aavegotchi that we'll always have. I think it's going to be really cool, and it's just going to grow over time as we explore the lore more, as more characters are introduced in the world. You know, all the fake gotchis are going to reflect all that. It's going to be really, really fun to be a collector of that.
It makes perfect sense too, like what you're saying. We're going through like the Renaissance, the hippie vibe of the Gotchiverse before like warfare, essentially. So we might as well like enjoy the love fest because it's about to be fighting time soon.
The liquidators are coming, man. We got to prepare.
At first, I was like, "What's he referring to?" Oh my gosh! And I was like, "Oh yeah, right. We're building that."
They're coming. They're hungry.
Oh man. Well, at least we can vibe with the art. And one of the things I covered on the Twitter thread I did was with fake rares and fake the rare Pepes and stuff. A lot of events that happen in crypto were kind of pressed into these cards. And now you can look back at like the Mount Gox card, there's like the Terra Luna card, all these events that happen in crypto that we talk about all the time. And given our like big brain community of people who are DeFi, really into DeFi or really into crypto in general, I think it's going to be really cool to see these really mimetic cards start to be produced through Aavegotchis. You're like, oh yeah, I remember that hack, because there's a fake Gotchi card that represents that. So these events in crypto will be pressed into the culture of Aavegotchi. I mean, I'm hoping that happens, and if that doesn't happen, then I'm definitely going to be making cards like that. So.
Yeah. You're planning to go kind of the greater crypto angle.
Yeah, I feel like Aavegotchis they capture the essence of crypto and DeFi, what this is, and so to express that through art, and to highlight events, maybe whether they're positive or negative, I think would be a really great expression through like fake gotchis.
Well, hasn't art always been a way to deal with trauma and traumatic events like getting rugged?
Hell yeah. Regarding actually, there was a question that was mentioned here in the chat regarding the actual NFT displays themselves. So we have various sizes of NFT displays. How will some of these artworks fit into the displays? For example, if I collect a square artwork, the original artist made it to the square dimensions, would I be able to somehow scale that into the wider displays? Is there a way, or would I have to pick the display based on the type of artwork that I want to display?
Yeah, we are planning to offer basically 2 fill sizes. I don't know if they will not probably be live on the 20th, but they will be added pretty soon. So what you would see is essentially if you have a square piece in a horizontal NFT display, you could either choose to scale it to essentially fill the width of the NFT display. And in that case, a lot of the top and bottom is going to be cut off. So you probably wouldn't want to do that unless the middle part is all you really care about. And if you go the other way, the left and right sides would probably just be kind of blank because the square would be in the middle of the display. And so, I mean, what you're probably going to want to do is find the closest size that fits your art piece and then use the NFT display for that size.
Yeah, it's good to know. So I guess before, while the move there might be to purchase the artwork or look at the artwork you would like to purchase, and then maybe find the appropriate frames, I guess, for the artwork that you want to display.
Yeah, and do remember that the golden NFT displays are only going to be available for 2 weeks. So once those are sold out, they're sold out forever.
Those are really nice. So do the NFT displays, do they stack on top of tiles, or do they take the place of a tile if we were to throw them down?
They go on top of tiles. They're installations themselves. So you can theoretically have a tile under an NFT display, although I do think I don't think they're not really transparent. You can't see. I don't think you can see under the NFT display. currently as it is. So you wouldn't be able to see your tiles under it, I think.
Okay, very cool. And so, if I was in the Gotchiverse, I'm walking along, I see the NFT display. It's not my land, but I see someone else's NFT display. Can I go walk up to their NFT display and, is it going to display all the, there's like almost like a hologram thing that pops up, right? Will I be able to do that on other lands also?
Yeah, yes, that's the
Nice.
whole.
Okay.
You're just walking around. You're going for a stroll. You're like, oh, what is that? That looks pretty cool. Once we start having additional whitelisted collections, we'll have Aavegotchis, and we'll start basically making a list of collections that should be added. And there is an issue. A lot of the collections you guys did send us are minted on OpenSea using the OpenSea store, and those are pretty tricky for us to whitelist. So those will not be in the initial release, but we're gonna work on how we can handle those. But a lot of the NFTs that people mint these days are their own contract address. They are just minted on the NFT store, which has like a bajillion NFTs in it. So it's a bit tricky there. But yeah, so you'll be able to see anyone's NFT that they got, and you'll be able to walk on top of it and see it. And if it's supported in the bazaar, you'll also be able to buy it right there.
Yeah, it's awesome.
OGGYSK, what about size in pixels, not just width height ratio? For fake gotchis, we do recommend, Jesse, I think we were talking about the size in pixels. It was something like 2,000 pixel is 2,000 or 3,000 pixels is the recommended size. And that is because in the future, say someone wants to make a print of it, we want to make sure that it's big enough that it could theoretically be printed into like a frame.
More than just a coffee cup. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah, high resolution. That's important.
Yeah, I mean,
for sure.
you've got 100 megabytes to work with, so why not? So a lot of the summoning works, we've gone back and been like, well, can you do it a little bit larger? In fact, I saw a response from WizardX, one of the OG artists I think you guys all know, and he actually, since the blog post that revealed his work, he's gone back and done two things. He's made it 4,000 by 4,000 pixels, and he's made it animated as a GIF. So it's gonna be super sick. Yeah, it was good before. It's gonna be really awesome now.
Oh man, I'm really excited about the artists that you've all revealed there. Some of my favorites are the Vistral piece, the Deathly Times in the Gotchiverse, the Aavegotchi Raid by Dark Farms, the one done by Pepinardo. That one's really sick. I love how he did that portal, and those are just a few of the ones that I had my eye on for ages. Because some of these were they were meant to be one-of-ones, and now they've actually been released to Aavegotchi. So I'm actually really excited that these works can be collected. So shout out to the 8-Bit Gamers Guild for making that happen.
I want that the Bowtie Nerd piece. I think it's only 15 of them, and I need suggestions for a good NFT display. But I need that on my back wall. That soothing Gotchi just kind of surfing over that wave, jumping out of the frame very briefly, but coming down. It's like so zen.
Bowtie Nerd. Yeah, he's another one who, I don't make the rules. They Bowtie Nerd came back and was like, so I was pretty inspired by the feedback I got, whatever. He's done like 3 more renditions of it. It's even better now. Can't wait to see the final version on launch day.
And the one by actually, speaking of Bowtie Nerd, he's doing a comic book series also. And so I'm wondering, I'm not sure if this is alpha or not, if he's planning to do this, but the comic book we were talking about it, and I'm like, it would be kind of cool if you collect the fake gachi card, and that's your pass to like a web page, and now you have the comic book that gets updated with the, it's like a pass to the comic book. I don't know if he's gonna do that. Like, I have no idea. But like, if that was implemented, that would be a really cool idea.
Quickly, before we forget, I just want to give a shout out. If you're on Lens or Lenster and Lens 2, check out ZombieShepherd. He's doing a 6 kind of piece release. I'll drop a link in to the newest one, but it's like animated horror, like basically recreating certain scenes of certain horror movies. It's all for this month. It's him and Gerline that are working on it together. I just put the post of the most recent one, but there's 6 of them. You can collect them. Apparently, ZombieShepherd could speak to it. If you collect all 6, there might be something cool happening at the end of the month. But definitely check it out. I've collected the 3 of 3 so far that have been released, and they're very cool.
Yep. I can't say more at this point, but you might want to hold all 6. I don't know.
So the last couple minutes here, do we know for tomorrow, the DAO, are we able to have a preview of some of the things we'll be talking about? Or are we still figuring out the final agenda for tomorrow's conversation?
Oh no, I think there's going to be a couple things for tomorrow, for sure. We already have, actually, I could share the Miro board today, but it's not completely done. But we're going to have the folks from PWN. They'll be doing a small presentation, 15-20 minutes. And then we'll be talking about the Forge idea that we first introduced last week. There's a couple items we want to begin discussing there. And then the other big item there is also we're getting together a working group to start discussing what we might want to do regarding DAO infrastructure and implementing tooling for the DAO. And so getting that discussion going. There's already been a couple people that DM'd me who are interested. But I think I'm not sure if we have the forum set up in Discord, but that would be kind of a cool place to have some of these discussions, to start using the Discord forum feature.
Yeah, we're going to be setting it up pretty soon.
Sorry, go ahead. Yeah. Did you say we're going to be setting it up?
Yeah, we're planning to. Okay. I've heard some good things about it, so I think it's time to give that a try. And I don't know if it'll totally replace DAO at Aavegotchi.com. We'll see, but it could if it goes well.
I would be happy to kind of help with that in any way that you guys need, whether it's coming up with topics or whatever.
If you want to DM Thrax, he's been helping a lot with that. He's been pushing for it a lot, so you guys feel free to ideate on that, and we'll come back with the exact structure that it will start with.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely. I talked to Thrax a couple of weeks ago, and he was excited about that. GMI's already kind of implemented the forum feature, so I can try and get some feedback there, see how their experience has been, and if there's any shortfalls, and then we can maybe we can start with the DAO infrastructure topic, and we can maybe get some discussion going there around that. But yeah, that's awesome that you guys are thinking about implementing that. But yeah, those are some of the things we're discussing tomorrow. Hardcore, if you want to drop the Miro board just for people to look at, it's not done completely, but you guys could take a first look at it, see some of the stuff that we'll be discussing. Yeah, there you go. Thank you. And so he's done a really good job of putting that idea Dr. Wagme had into more of a graphic form. And I appreciate that. And we'll also be talking about lending and borrowing with Aavegotchi with Pwn. I got to get that right and see how they actually how you actually pronounce that. But it's PWN is the organization.
Sounds like Pwn, yeah. Pwn is
Pwn.
Means to own. It's like a typo of the word own. Like I own.
That's
you.
how I looked at it. Yeah,
there's a website called Have I Been Pwned, which means have I been hacked. That's the first thing I thought of when you said that name.
Man.
That's the same. Where the Aavegotchi is going to leave your wallet for that, you'll have to deposit it with them.
We can.
Yeah,
Well,
I don't know.
yeah, that'll be some of the questions we got to ask them tomorrow and really dig into that. But I just posted a couple slides they sent our way, so you can look at those slides there and kind of get an idea of what they're doing over there. And yeah, that should be a good discussion. If you guys have anything else that you may want to discuss, either this week or next week, please just hit me up in the DMs on Discord, or you can also email me at hefecrypto@outlook.com. I'll drop there. Yeah. So those are some of the things we're discussing for tomorrow. Should be exciting. Should be a good discussion. That's all I got for today. But yeah, that'll be tomorrow morning, 2 p.m. UTC.
Yeah, very cool, very cool. Looking forward to it. I'm gonna have some in-laws in the house. I might be on. I'll be around, but I might be muted most of the time. We'll see. It's gonna be a
No worries.
night.
Yeah, of course, all good. You know, we'll keep
Actually,
the
not
discussion
in-laws.
going.
They're like what would you call them? Close to in-laws, I guess. They're relatives. Yeah,
A
friends.
lot of extended family there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. They want to, for some reason, they want to stay in our house rather than go get a hotel. I'm like, I don't know if you really know what you're getting into, because you're sleeping on an air mattress, but we'll see. Yeah, we encourage them to do a hotel. We'll see how it goes. So I'll be listening for sure. Cool,
Awesome.
friends.
Another good night.
Yeah, I think we got all the alpha here. If you haven't voted already on the core props, definitely go over and get your vote placed on those. And we see. If you haven't checked out the AMA that Gravy did, he said he was having a bit of a day under the weather this morning, but had this AMA very recently. Here's the YouTube channel for that, and it sounds like it was a good one. I have not watched it yet, but it sounds like it was quite exciting. Yeah, 90 minutes. Very nice. A thumbs up.
Hey, I love you guys. I gotta jump off here. Appreciate all the hard work. You said there's some testing Monday on the bouncing.
Yeah, so there's actually live. If you guys go to alpha.gotchiverse.io, we didn't really do an official big announcement for this yet because there are some bugs that are still being worked on. But I think in general, most of the functionality should be working at this point. And there's a thread that we made here. If you do notice any bugs or something that looks weird, feel free to just drop it in there. And the team is, it's the weekend, so things are a little bit slower. But on Monday and Tuesday, we'll be fixing all the QA that we have noted. And by Tuesday, I think we'll be doing, we'll encourage everyone to come in and start getting the bounce gate and playing around with that. So it should be cool. And then the big launch will be on Thursday. And we haven't announced it yet, but there will be a call. We'll have an XP Typeform call for that release. So we'll make an announcement for that pretty soon.
Sweet.
I also threw up the bulletin number 2 for the second Substack article for the Aavegotchi job. If you wanted to catch up on last week's discussion before we get into tomorrow. So
nice.
I've been trying to get those out on a weekly basis. Usually around Wednesday is when I've been getting them up. And if you subscribe to it, it'll go right to your inbox. And I'll also have this plugged into Notion, so you'll be able to see the episodes on Notion as I'm publishing them too. So yeah, I'm really excited. I enjoy writing, so this is going to be fun for me. And yeah, If you have any feedback regarding those write-ups, also, these are the first couple. So if you feel like I'm maybe missing on something, but I try to cover everything we discuss and also provide a little forward-looking stuff too. But yeah, I'm open to feedback with that, and yeah, hope you guys are enjoying it. The ones who have subscribed.
You want to post a link to that? One of them here?
Yeah, I threw a link up. I'll throw up another one here.
Oh yeah.
One
Cool.
last
All
thing.
right, friends.
Thanks, guys.
Yep. Have a great Saturday. I'll see you guys
Later.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Bye.
See you tomorrow.
Before we jump off, I'm just going to drop a link in. Orium Network's going to be doing an AMA with Novacrete. They're doing a partnership with them, so check it out. I think there's going to be some giveaways, and check out the petting service and lending scheduler. Shill over. Thank you.
Cool, man.
Excellent. See you tomorrow, fellas and ladies.
Thanks, everyone.
Gotcha, gang.
Peace.
Peace out.